Hi everyone, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. So I'm again working on a custom mold, this time with these trees of life, which sure remind me of the soapy oaks around here. So that's what I'm going to do next. Now the one thing I'm doing differently, the last mold I made ended up a little thick on one side, a little thinner on one side, and quite frankly this was perfectly firm enough. It didn't need to be quite that thick. And the issue is, and the same is the case with this mold, the issue is that these are imperfect themselves. You can see that this lip, and this lip, and this lip, they're not the same. Matter of fact, there is a difference of over a ½ inch from this side to this side. So it's with that kind of problem that caused this to be irregular too. So the difference this time is I built my frame around it, but I'm going to be placing some spacers in here. I've just cut these out of foam core and putting those in here to take up some of that volume. And that way I'm not wasting silicone so much. It'll be plenty thick enough, not on that side. So it's going to take a little bit of playing. So I don't need as much, there we go, on that side. So I'm just trying to get it as even as I can all the way around. So maybe this side's going to require 3 pieces. And you can see what I'm doing is just kind of freeing up so that the silicone can get down all the way around it, but it doesn't need to be so thick, not wasting as much silicone, and it makes these more cost effective. Now, it may turn out to be too thin, and that would be not the worst thing that could happen, because I can always just build a frame around it to hold it up. I hope I don't have to do that, but that may be what I end up doing. So all I'm doing on these, all I've been doing, is when I put in a piece, is taping it just to hold it in place so it doesn't move around. I'm just using packing tape. And I'll do that on this side as well. Yeah, I cut that piece a little long, but that's not an issue. There, just tuck it under. So is this perfect? No, it's not going to be perfect, but it will be much better. So I've got my frame built. Now I'm going to mix up my silicone and get that added in. So now I'm just weighing out my silicone. I've got the A already poured, and now I'm getting the B. Then I'll mix them together. And the reason I do them in separate containers is strictly for the weighing, because I don't want to waste any and I don't want to inaccurately measure it. So I pour 1/2 in one container, the other half in another container, then I'll mix them together. Okay. So I'm just going to empty them both into the container. And again, I'm using a wood spatula because you don't want to use silicone. Okay, so now we can add in the other part of this. You know what I love about this product? There are no fumes. There are absolutely no volatile chemicals. You know, it is safe to use. I have good ventilation in here anyway, which you should do when you're doing anything, quite frankly. With anything that's not 100% natural, and even then we know that some 100% natural things you want to have good ventilation with, right? So, we all know the story about talcum powder. And I will stir this for approximately 2 minutes. Just want to make sure it's 100% combined. It's too expensive to make a mistake. I need to actually hold on to this. And I have been so satisfied with this product. I cannot praise this company enough for what a great product they make. And I have searched online. There is another company in Dallas that makes the same kind of product and for less money, actually, quite a bit less. So I may be trying that one out next time. I don't regret what I spent on this because I ended up with a fantastic mold and I'm about to get a second really great mold. Plus I still have some left. But I also I would like to make molds to sell, but I have to find them less expensive, the base product, so that I can share some of what I do with you all. Because as it is, a mold like this, now I'm using less this time because of the changes that I made to the actual mold, but we're still talking here about $40 or $50 in product. Yes, it's something you can use for, I'm hoping, for years, and it sounds like I will be able to, but it's still very pricey. And from the other company that I looked at, I can do the same thing for almost half the price, which means that I could sell these to people that want them, and a lot of people have reached out to me wanting them. So if I can make them at a more reasonable price, then I will do that. I'm not out to get rich doing this by any stretch. It's a fun thing to do, but do I want to do this all the time? No, I don't. But still, I like to share with my friends, and you're my friends, and so if we can come up with a way to do that less expensively, why wouldn't we, right? Of course, once I do that, I will make you all aware and I'll share that information with you. But right now, we're going to work with this because this we know works, right? We just did it previously. Okay, so we've stirred this now for 2 minutes, and it's time to mix it into our mold. Or pour it into our mold. And hope it doesn't leak. I did want to share a tip with you that I figured out just now on my own. If you blow on it, it pops the bubbles. So perhaps, I first tried popping them with this and it was taking forever, and I just blew on it and they popped. So just a tip, maybe you can find that useful. And there is our tree of life, or soapy oaks trees. And I'm going to make up a batch of soap here, and we're going to test it out. Okay. I'm going to add a bit more spirulina. I wanted a darker green to go along with the tree theme. And here I have my fir, cedar wood, a little bit of tea tree, just to give it sort of that foresty smell. Just seems to go well along with this theme. It smells fantastic. I left out a phrase. This is 3 different scents. Let me start over. It's tea tree, cedar wood, and oregano. That's right. I love using oregano. It tends to cause soaps to go to trace rather quickly, for me anyway. But in this case, we're getting our pour on. Okay. Okay, I measured this the same as the goat mold, but it looks like that's almost as full as it's going to go. Okay, I don't want to overfill. And we've just got that little bit left there, so I'll pour that in a small mold. The big reveal. Why is it sticky? How weird. What's going on here? Something weird's going on here. Oh, I see. It's an air pocket. Okay, so let me lift this side. There we go. And lift up over here. Ooh! Came out nicely. What do you think? Don't they look great? Oh, I love them. These are great. This is better than I could have hoped for. So, I poured this a little thick. Now I see, do you see that? I did not need it that thick. So, this is experimenting, and I'm learning. And I'm also learning that I've been using too much silicone. I'm learning that more and more, but that's okay. It's better to use too much than too little. So that's the way I feel about it. So I'd rather have a big, heavy one that's going to last than, a thin, flimsy one. Fantastic. So I'm going to cut these. Okay, so I'm using a different knife, this time a thinner knife. And I'm going to try to hold it as straight as I can. That looks to be working. I'm going to come up with a better way to cut these. It's just awkward here, so I need something. Let's see. Maybe I can use this to press. There we go. Did that do it? Well, how hard can this soap be? Okay, well. Okay, it doesn't seem to have cut all the way through. There. Did that do it? That did it. Okay, fantastic. So using a thinner knife is the way to go. I like this color. It came out better than I hoped. Much better. So the trick was a thinner knife or a thinner blade of some kind. I'm going to have to get, but this is working fantastic. So I think I'll do these individually. It'll be a little faster here. think? Aren't they cute? These are, let's see what they weigh. I think these will be right at about 4 ounces. 3.8, so not quite. So perhaps more of a kind of a guest soap maybe, I'm not sure. They're not real thick. So what I would do next time is create a deeper wall. If you want a thicker one, you make a thicker. I made it thick on the wrong side. Okay, so instead of making it so much taller over the mold, I could have expanded this more around the other edge by building up the walls. So I'm learning as I go along, and I will perfect it with your help. Suggestions are always welcome. You're not going to hurt my feelings, too. If you don't like something, tell me, because maybe you know a better way than I do. You folks have given me some of the most fun ideas and suggestions in regard to that salt bar that I crumbled up. And I really love all your great ideas. I really do. Some tremendous concepts that, that maybe I can work in. So anyway, I just wanted to show you another mold. These are so easy to make. So if you have been afraid of trying this, there's nothing to fear except for your pocketbook. There is money involved in this. And so it's just something to think about. But to make that dollar last, of course, is learning how to use your silicone properly. This is a proper mold. It'll be a fantastic one. I'm very happy with the outcome, but I could have done it with about 30%, maybe 25% less silicone. So live and learn. But thank you all so very much. You are the best, and I'm just so glad that you've come into my life. A very happy Independence Day to you all. I have put up a video also about a sale. 40% off all purchases of $40 or more now through July the 7th. So, am I commercializing the holiday? Yes. And you can take advantage of that. So, I hope you will. Have a fantastic day, everyone, and I'll see you back soon. Goodbye.